Going to call the meeting to order. The roll call. Second. Okay, so. All right, Nikki is here as our Grand Manners representative. I am here, Catherine Fayella, Stephanie. Michael is absent. Jill, present. Celia. Stefan, online.
No, I don't know if he removed himself because we had technical difficulties.
Okay.
Oh,
Colin?
I'll take a.
Yes. And Marco. And we do have a quorum.
Yeah, let's see.
Okay. All right, meeting was properly noticed, correct?
Correct, yeah.
Okay. And first, now we can do owner comments.
I do not have any representatives here.
Okay.
Comments.
Well, did, she want to speak as an owner or was she's gonna present?
I suggested for her to speak as an owner.
Okay. So she's not on, so we don't have any.
However, we can discuss that just during the committee member comments to potentially add her for July.
Okay. July. All right, do we have a motion to adopt the agenda?
Motion.
Second. Okay.
I just need to add
Oh.
the meeting minutes to this, so I
Yes.
apologize.
Oh,
Thing I missed.
they're in the packet. Got it.
Yes.
It's not formally on the agenda,
Correct.
but you did send them.
I did.
There, so.
Okay, so we're gonna add that as item 6? Or lower?
Do you want to, or is it above?
And then
after?
change the discussion items.
Does it typically go in between owner comments and adopt agenda?
It goes in between a discussion / action items.
Okay, so we'll make it item number 6 and discussion action items to item 7. Okay, adopt meeting minutes. Hey, do I have a motion to accept the meeting minutes as they stand?
We have to change them, right?
No. You do not have a.
Okay. We have to change them?
Yeah, we have to change.
We're just doing the motion to modify the agenda.
Agenda to include the
To
meeting.
modify.
To modify the agenda. Oh, sorry, I said change.
Yes.
To modify.
It's like- Yes, I will
Yeah.
motion to modify the agenda to add the meeting.
And I'll
Okay.
second.
Okay, all in favor?
All in favor? Yes.
Uh,
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we're good. Okay, then we will move on to the discussion action items.
Well, no, we need to, don't we need to actually?
We need a motion to, now we need.
Well, now we need to make the change.
No, to approve the minutes.
Right.
Can you adjust them?
We need to adjust them.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna modify them.
Yes. I,
Yep.
and apparently, I don't know who Fernanda is, she's not here.
Yep.
I motion to add me and remove Amanda.
And then Jill, just so you're aware, for the meeting minutes moving forward, they're simplified, and then any additional detail or discussion, it's in the videos moving forward.
Nice and easy.
Okay.
I did March last month.
All right, so we've made the modifications. We have a motion to accept the modifications. Is that the right way? Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, check. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, now we can move on to the discussion action items. Parks and Rec update.
So we started our first day of camp today. We are completely sold out of camp. We have a wait list of over 15 plus kids. So
60?
15 plus kids.
That would be amazing if 60, then we'd.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our camp can only accommodate 35 campers. It's just with capacity concerns. So that's what we're notifying residents. So just in case as a committee, if you're hearing, why are they not adding additional campers? Because we are at capacity concerns. This is something we could review for the 2027 budget. But I think this also, we've never had issues with capacity because there was multiple camps in town. But I know that there's a few camps that are not like coming back. Like I know Summer Journey didn't return this year and a few other camps.
This town hall, will there be more space for next year?
There is more space. We do partner with our recreational partner program. So Marco does a camp as well. Irish Dance is doing a camp. I know Spark Grounds is doing a camp. So we do have a lot of partner programs that are offering camps too. So camp runs for 8 weeks. We're from June 8th all the way to July 31st. What we got going on for this week as well is on June 10th, we have a grand reopening of Town Hall. That starts at 5:15. We're having Gary Lavini as a violinist attend as well. We're going to have complimentary charcuterie boards for the residents as well as champagne. So feel free if you would like to attend. That begins at 5:15 on Wednesday at Town Hall. We have a scavenger hunt. I know people are talking about scavenger hunts.
Yes.
On June 23rd, we're hiding 30th 3D flamingos. And we're hiding them throughout the Croa amenities. So that is a pool, park, or playground. That's not downtown. That's not anywhere where the businesses are. It has to be on Croa's property. The flamingos are fairly large. They're probably this size, so you can't miss it.
Here, let's see.
You can't miss it. It's not a scavenger hunt. It's basically if you find it hanging, you get to keep it.
I was gonna say, are they like fixed or is it like you find it, you get to take it?
You find it, you get to take it. So we're only hiding 30 of them for the 30th anniversary.
When
They
does
can
that
send a
start?
picture to you or bring it to town hall or.
So they're more than welcome to post on social media. Hey, I found one, but we'll know as far as staff where they're hidden. So we'll check by the end of the night to see if they're still out there. We'll send a notice out to the community if they're all taken. If not, hey, there's still some out there. So that is on June 23rd because that's National Pink Flamingo Day, by the way. So we started this because I guess there was a petition with pink flamingos in front of your yard. I guess that's
Oh, yeah.
in town. So they thought that would be a great idea to do that on National Pink Flamingo Day.
That's hysterical.
So that's what we're doing, just to do kind of like a scavenger hunt. July 4th, obviously, we're doing a parade as well as the fireworks, festivities downtown. We do have a resident only area for July 4th. That's at Lakeside Park. We're trying to add additional offerings, potentially like complimentary, like a kid zone and entertainment for residents versus the public. So, more information to come for that one. We're doing a battle of the food trucks on July 11th. Basically to celebrate, like the 250th, anniversary year. So that'll be a battle of the food trucks on July 11th. July 25th, I'm really excited for because we're doing Christmas in July.
Yay.
So we have a lot of sponsors. We have the Celebration Foundation. We have Lexan that's sponsoring, Give Kids the World, etc. So we're having snow machines on Market Street. We're gonna have Mrs. and Mr. and Mrs. Claus. We're gonna have Give Kids the World characters like furry animals out there, a sleigh to take pictures, a DJ, a potential like cookie decorating. Becca with the special events
Card
committee
making.
is doing card making, and we're potentially working with Jen as well.
Oh,
for the
good.
Postcards
Good.
by
I was
making.
gonna ask you about that.
But again, more to come. And then there's
Is that an evening thing or?
a evening from 5 to 10 p.m. Residents, we're doing 2 giveaways. You can get a limited edition Santa hat that's green, that's a celebration on it. For residents complimentary, as well as beach balls.
It's like Celebration Green.
It's celebration.
It's a legitimate question.
Yes, yes, the beach balls are not. I'll be real with you. The hats, we did our very best to match it with the celebration.
That's awesome.
So that's what's going on in the next 2 months. As far as the dog park, because I know it was mentioned at the last meeting, because we're gonna start slowly but surely. If no one's familiar, Jill
Don't
was
be Shirley. Sorry, every time. Child of the 80s, what can I say?
Jill was part of the dog park committee. And we wanted to make sure that although, you know, the dog park committee no longer exists, that we still have a representative because it is important to discuss the dog park. So as far as the dog park, what's going on is they're doing a project with the large dog park. They're adding additional sod on Monday. However, it's not to the point they're closing the park. They can add up between 5 to 7 pallets were approved, but they want to make sure that this project slowly but surely, so it does not, sorry,
Next Monday?
next Monday.
Sorry, I'm
I
trying,
keep saying surely, so,
I was just teasing.
yeah. Yes, the dog park will not be closed, but they're gonna be adding phasing, yes. So it's like the dogs won't, after talking to Brian with Exquisite, the dogs won't really realize it's a project, cause he's doing little by little.
Are they doing it like during the maintenance hours?
Correct, yes. Yep.
That's why I just was.
They're gonna install it during the maintenance hours, but it won't be to the point if it makes sense to close additional days. Once that's all settled, they'll start adding additional sod to the small dog park. However, the large needs it obviously more than the small.
Get inside in the large dog park since 2021.
Well, there's a lot going on there. There's a lot going on. I know.
It's a lot going on. Watering has always consistently been an issue. The sprinklers are on, but not on enough. There's always been issues. with
But I just think that soil there is junk.
And they've talked about artificial.
Junk.
Artificial turf will raise the temperature
Yeah.
in the dog park by
Okay.
20 degrees, depending on like the time of the
Yeah.
year. And so it's too hot for the dogs to have actual artificial.
Okay, because I know they use, I have friends, that's what they did in their dog park in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And we're actually
So it's in
having
the desert. I figured it would work.
issues with artificial turf right now. Just so you're aware, kids are actually burning the artificial turf with their scooters.
Yeah.
So,
Seen it at Long Meadow. It's my information.
yeah, so if you add there, that's another place where they
Yeah.
can potentially go.
Gotta get rid of these kids' bikes.
So we're thinking of solutions for that. But as far as sand, Brian walked it. He said he doesn't need additional sand right now. But just so you're aware, I added it to the 2027 budget for quarterly sand replacement in the pit as well as for the beach volleyball courts as well. Because there's a lot of heavy usage now that's since we have 2 programs out there. So that's all I have for the notes as far as the dog park. As far,
That's a good question.
yeah, absolutely.
What happened to the dog park funds? Have they been reabsorbed?
It's reobserved into the operation funds.
Just wondering what the status.
$18,000.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's absorbed. However, when we talk about review upcoming programs, we can also discuss like any programs like to associate at the dog park. Cause we still have people reaching out for brick orders. I just dealt with a resident the other day about a brick order. I know we've done like fundraisers in
Sold
the park,
banners in the
the
park,
banners, yep.
banners to have people's dogs on them. Those go up. And that's a fundraiser that
Yep.
we have 2 different bricks that we have there. We have the regular brick that goes around that's less expensive than the ones that go up on Maximus's statue.
Yep.
And then we've also done fundraisers for painting the hydrants.
Yes, we did, yeah.
So we've done a couple of different fundraisers and we can always revisit doing any of those.
And what we can do is basically, I was trying to explain previously with that committee is our partner programs help offset the costs of the HOA funds. So like, for example, Spark Grounds, the ones that utilize this location, that goes back into the funds about like replacement of amenities. So basically, if we do these funds, it would go into the operation funds for the.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's all I have for the next 2 months. Oh, and then for August, I believe it's August 8th. I will confirm with Allison. But we're doing a last splash before class. And it's gonna be a pool party at Lakeside.
That's cute.
Speaking of Lakeside, we are putting a Band-Aid on a project right now. Unfortunately, they have not a drain issue, but there's a leak in the pool.
Cracking from.
The foundation on there. They just resurfaced the pool. So they have to put a Band-Aid on so it could reopen during the summertime. However, I believe in August, if not September, they're gonna be closing it and
They drained the water
they
today.
drain the water today. They're putting the Band-Aid on. And then it should be open by Friday. It's just gonna take a little bit, obviously, to,
So my question to you is, that pool's gonna be with no water in it overnight? Like.
correct,
Because
yes.
there's kids that think it's fun to go in there, and I would hate to see a kid
Get
fall
hurt.
in the pool with no water in it.
No, I agree.
If
If,
they do, or bring their electric bike in there for that matter,
right,
or a skateboard, you know what I'm saying?
right. No, I understand. As far as the draining, from my understanding, once that pool was drained, the splash pad should be closed. Because anyone can move those gates and that's a safety issue.
That's what I was thinking of.
And it's gonna take roughly 2 days for that to fully fill up. That's why they said Friday is the potential opening day. If not, it's Monday.
So since that's happening, nobody can get access to that. In other words, if somebody goes in the bathroom, they can still get into the pool.
It should be locked.
Locked,
If the
yeah.
front gate's locked, then the interior bathrooms will be locked and the exterior are open for
Okay.
residents to utilize. Yep.
Just, I have these
Point of safety.
nightmare visions.
No.
Cause we were there a couple of weeks ago in the playground and the kids were killing each other in I go, you realize the camera's videotaping all of you? Like, the pool's closed, nobody's in there, why are you in here like fighting and everything?
Because children can be irresponsible.
Yeah, so it's a temporary Band-Aid per se until they do the main project in fall, which
Main project, like weeks of
I would say it's probably gonna be 2 months
2 months, so.
Yeah.
In the
about
fall.
3.
in the fall. Yeah, so which that would impact the high school swim team pending on when this project, it's not approved with the board yet. Because they still have to get additional bids because this is gonna be in the 6 digits.
Mm.
So I'm not entirely sure when this project will occur, but if it is fall, that will impact the high school swim teams meets, at least the practices. We can accommodate them at Spring Park, but there's no diving blocks. But I know that is gonna be discussed at your workshop on Wednesday.
So it's not a leak, was it from them resurfacing the pool?
I'm not entirely sure if that was from the resurfacing of the pool.
When they redid the pool, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, filled it in, redid the pool deck and everything, they found a leak.
Right. I'm not sure if
From
it's,
the bottom,
right.
Foundational.
Middle. the bottom, yeah, they had to dig everything up, so is it that?
Well, it sounds like it's a major problem if they have to close a pool for 2
Yeah.
months, you know? So that's something that will be discussed in the upcoming weeks, just so you all are aware.
Oh, my
like a-
goodness.
Like, is it a sink, not a sinkhole?
That's a good chunk.
Something
So is the
like-
workshop to discuss how
It's
to,
brand new and then a little bit on the, very deep on the water.
is the workshop to talk about the bids that we'll be looking for, is the workshop?
Sure,
Got
but I just talk about this, I believe Lauren is taking care of, because it's just 2 weeks ago. As soon as I sent to Lauren, she already knew and she already taking care about that, she was very fast.
Would the diving
That-
blocks be permanent at Spring Lake? Or Spring Park, sorry.
So it's too shallow to put
Yeah.
diving blocks, so we cannot put any diving
That's-
blocks there.
That was my initial thought. I was like.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too shallow and the diving blocks that we have now, they're actually in the ground. It's like a
Yeah,
good
it's-
3 feet in the ground, 2 or 3 feet. so,
Stabilize 'em.
Yeah. So we don't have that accommodation at Spring Park. So if they would still like to do practices over there, they're more than welcome to. They just cannot have swim meets unfortunately over there.
Alrighty,
So that's
Good.
the updates I have.
Yep.
move on to the Baby Otter Swim School. Oh, no.
All right, Stacy, this is when you come in. I do not see Mindy on this call just yet.
Yeah, it says it's waiting on her end, so I'm not sure
Here,
why.
let me
it's not.
triple check. Yeah, I don't see.
It keeps saying just a moment. She says she clicked on the link in the PDF and it's not connecting, she said.
Yeah, because I'm sitting here looking at it and I just see you. I don't have a
Yeah, there's nobody in a way.
invite or a wait-in.
Okay, all right, yeah. I'm not sure why.
How can I get in?
I'll just keep her on the phone then if she has anything to
Okay.
say on my end.
That's great.
Sounds good.
I'd love to get in. I don't know how.
Just a second, Nikki's trying to check for you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank
I'm
you.
gonna go back in again.
She's
I
gonna
have
try
to
it
go
again,
back
she
in.
said, because she clicked the link and it just says, wait a moment.
It says I can join by phone, but I want to be online, so.
You try to join by phone because my video is not on anyways. So try to join by the phone, see if you can do that.
All right, let me hang up.
Hey,
Okay.
Stacy,
Yes,
what's the
ma'am.
best email for Mindy? Because I can invite her through a
Oh.
link. Let me try to do this.
Oh, beautiful. It's Mindy@babyotter.com. MINDY@BABYOTTER.com.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Okay. Mindy, I just sent the meeting link, so hopefully that link works. I apologize. The additional link's not working.
No problem. Technology is
Thank
great,
you.
so it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Got it. So, continue this browser. Same thing I've been doing. Still says just a moment.
It says just a moment still.
Oh, geez.
Try to join by phone. See if that works. Maybe that'll be your lucky.
It could very well be my lucky.
I know Zoom better than I do Teams.
Phone. Saw it. Where is it?
Go back to the PDF and it'll bring up the phone number.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye. She's gonna try to join in by phone. See if
Okay.
that works.
Thank you, Stacy.
Yeah, no problem at all. In the meantime, so I'm not wasting everybody's time, is there anything that we can get started or I can answer questions while we're waiting for her to join?
Oh, perfect. I got her right now.
Oh, okay, perfect.
We
Yay.
good.
See, that was the trick. You just need to say, hey.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. All right,
Hello,
Mindy, can
thank
you
you
hear
so
us?
much. Yeah, I
Perfect.
can.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
So Stacy and Mindy, if you just want to, I have the proposal on the computer shared. If there's any way you can kind of just go over like a summary with the committee on what you're asking for, the addition, like the levels that you're requesting. That way the committee can have a better idea and then ask additional questions if needed.
You bet. So the history on Baby Otter not to be redundant on the proposal, but we started this program back in 1975, so 51 years ago. I'm actually the niece of the founder, and Mindy is actually my mom. So it started as a family company. And they started this 51 years ago when nobody would teach anybody to swim under the age of 3. So back when I was 17 months old, my mom found me on the bottom of the pool. And if she didn't know CPR, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. So her and my aunt joined forces, created this as like a hobby, started doing friends and families, children, and created this 5-day swim program where we can teach any child from ages 9 months to adults, special needs, any type of exceptionalities, how to swim in just 5 days. I am head of the ESE department as well, where we created, because I have my master's in special education, our entire curriculum, because all of our programs are curriculum, they're not just lessons, in visual aids. So everything that we do for special needs, all of our lesson plans and curriculums are within visuals to aid in their learning as well. So we have levels starting at 9 months for water survival, and then we teach strokes all the way up to like the breaststroke, the all the strokes basically. So we have programs that go all through all the strokes of swimming. So that's basically who we are. They're all private, one-on-one.
Let me intervene for a minute. We take a very small part of real estate in the pool. We don't always need a whole pool. The kids use the wall and the steps. We don't go in and take an entire pool. We teach everywhere. We're partners with Marriott and Westgate. We also have our own state certification. And like I said, we've been around for a very, very long time. And we are also a franchise throughout the state of Florida. So we're on a mission to save children from drowning, and that includes the kids in in Celebration. I apologize. And it just appears that anytime we go there and parents request us because they know us, we're not allowed to teach there. So we're just asking for an opportunity to service your parents who request us to teach at a pool. Like I said, we're not new. We have a lot of credentials backing us. And we appreciate the opportunity to be able to speak and let you know who we are. Thank you for that.
Thank you, ladies.
What is their communication with management been or proposal
So,
beyond this?
so what they would like to do is, correct me if I'm wrong, ladies, 5 consecutive days, 30 minutes. This is only one-on-one lessons. This is nothing to do with like a swim team or anything.
Correct.
It's more of a program for like, would you say like infant survival lessons all the way up to adult programs to like learn how to swim, basic skills.
Correct. But we don't have groups, we don't have teams, we don't swim across pools. I mean, we do, I should take that back. We're one-on-one if we're teaching a child or an adult a stroke, but there's not a group of people. It's always one-on-one.
5 consecutive days means Monday through Friday?
Correct. Yes, we are Monday through Friday. We do have the occasional Saturday and Sunday only if there is like a rain delay, and our instructors will go and make up the lesson because they never lose their lesson or their money.
And 30 minutes a day?
Correct.
And how many lessons per day would you be doing?
Well, it really just all depends on the demand. Some weeks we have 5, some we have 0. So it really just depends on when a family calls and requests our services, of course, around our availability, because we service all of Central Florida.
So what's the 30 minutes a day? I'm trying to understand.
So that's how long the class is.
So if,
So she could have 5 individual lessons
5
in one day. That's
She could have
that's a few hours.
But she could have none. She could have none.
Right.
But it would be, how many instructors do you have?
We have 2 instructors that service the Celebration area right now.
Okay. So probably
5 days, it's 2.5 hours of training spread out over 5 days. Maybe that helps a little bit.
And what What pool would they utilize now that we're having?
I said, you need a heated pool, I'm guessing?
Not always. So that just really depends on the time of day, on the time of year. So we utilize, with the way that we work is we come to pools that we are invited into. We don't just pick a pool. So that before, we knew about all of this, the families of celebration would say, oh, I have access to this pool, or I have access to this pool. And we come where we're invited. And that goes, for any pool around the state of Florida. Wherever a parent says, I have a key or I live here, we can go in. That's where we go. We don't pick the pools. It's wherever the parent or the family brings us in.
Would that be treated the same as we're not allowed to bring in trainers into the gym?
I was gonna say, it seems exactly the same as a personal trainer. So how do we,
This
how
is
do we,
why they're presenting,
yeah,
because we have that concern where some residents aren't aware that they can't bring their own trainers in on property. They
Right.
have to be approved contractors. So these ladies are trying to
Be
basically.
an approved
Contractor.
Going the right way.
And the right
Okay.
path now, yes. And this would be basically a year contract. The only, so as far as looking at the programs offered, I know that this is one-on-one lessons. My only concern is that I mentioned previously is we do already have an aquatics program,
Yes.
but I just wanted to bring this to the committee to see if there was any issues or if you wanted to test trial this program for 3 months. You know what I mean? Like what we do with new programs.
We don't have something that goes for 9-month-olds though, do we? Does the current program?
I think they don't, I don't think they go to 9 months. I think
For
they,
1 year? I
they've
don't know.
started to do more lessons. There is a demand for lessons.
is a
I'm
demand.
just wondering what the,
I can tell you, living,
So-
we have so many transplants here. And and we do have a lot of young families.
It's an.
Well, it is an important thing. And I know how far you have to travel to be able to have lessons for anyone under 3 often. It's like age, often they're not wanting even until 4. And
Didn't we approve something last year for another swim league?
So no, it was
No.
the elementary school.
No, it was the elementary school to utilize the pool.
Yeah.
Like they have that survival safety course that they're required.
And this would be basically, just say a parent who lives in Island Village, we would utilize this. A parent who lives in East.
So basically, they would basically be approved contractors. So
Okay.
their information would be in our
That's
magazine.
convenient for the parents.
Call and say, hey, ladies, we want to do private lessons with you all.
Okay.
And then they would.
And then they would
their
work with
availability.
you on where
Correct.
it works for the pool.
So Stacy and Mindy would let us know, hey, we would like to utilize this location for a lesson. And then that way management's aware and in case anyone.
Randomly.
Correct, yes, yeah.
So is there a non-compete clause with the other aquatic program?
Just about to bring that up.
And do we RFP all of these? Once you're a partner program, do you just get carte blanche for 10 years?
So,
Like knowing
No, we
how long
reviewed every year.
but do we?
so we used to do
do we?
RFPs every year. However, RFPs actually are approved by the CROA Board of Directors, not the rec committee. So we used to do RFPs every year, and then we were told we're not allowed to do RFPs every year. So the last RFP we did was in 2023, because I did an RFP with Marco from soccer, for the Kelly with swimming, and Darren with tennis.
So that was in last year?
That was in 2023.
Sorry, okay.
So what
Years.
we could do is, we could ask the CROA Board of Directors, because I know everyone's contract is lined up to expire in December of this year. So what you can do is, if you do have interest in this program, you can request the board to do an RFP.
Would you
Just-
really need
What
an
what is an RFP?
Oh,
What
it's-
is that?
It's a request, it's a request for proposal. So basically, it would be the board saying, we want to review additional aquatic programming. So we're gonna submit a request for proposal, and we would reach out to different aquatic programs to see if they'd be interested to be a contractor here in Celebration. And then the CROA Board of Directors would pick the one contractor that they would like to continue with. So
But there's
For
been
example-
no interest from anybody else's part except for Baby Otter for this type of program.
Do they know?
Well, most of them, I'm pretty sure they're not gonna wanna do a one-on-one. They're gonna want group. And that's definitely,
But we already have, I think that's, yeah.
This
I
is an
think
individual one-on-one.
yeah,
And the other is group training.
So
you
they
know.
also do private lessons. However, I don't have the numbers in front of me right now of how often they do private lessons. So it would basically be like, for example, I'm using you, Marco, because you're right in front of me. He does soccer, so he does both recreation academy as well as an adult program. So that would be me reaching out to, or another organization coming in and asking if they could do adults only, or, or.
Yes,
one-on-one
gotcha.
training. That could overstep his program because he can also potentially do private lessons.
I understand that. My
If you don't
question, if you
mind-
don't mind me,
I
if you don't mind me
actually,
interrupting,
I have a question as
Um,
well, if you don't mind.
of course.
go ahead.
So there is a family that I used to service quite often in Celebration before all this happened, and they have a severe special needs child. And that's one
Okay.
thing I pride myself on, and I pride Baby Outer on, that we don't turn a child down if they are medically cleared to be taught. And they were turned down by your approved vendor, saying that she won't be able to learn the skills due to her disabilities. And we were able to get her to swim in 5 days, where the parents were in tears, literally crying, thanking us because we saved her daughter's life. So if nonetheless, maybe you can look at the fact that not every swim school, and possibly not even the one that you guys have vendored, I'm not sure, I don't know much about them, works with
Right.
children nonverbal, level 3, violent, aggressive, right? Because those children deserve a chance as well. So maybe that's also something that you can consider, because I pride myself on that community of individuals, adults and children.
In my opinion, that's a huge thing in their favor, that.
I agree.
I mean, I have a niece with Down syndrome and
Mhm.
she doesn't know how to swim because there's nobody that would teach her. So the fact that there is.
We
somebody
will.
who do
We will.
one-on-one-
Yeah,
You
She
already
doesn't
do
have to
come
make
to
it.
Celebration to private residencies, because I know that whenever it's asked in different online forums, they're brought up. And that's
Yeah.
where I realized I knew
Yes,
the
we
name.
do. Yes, we do. We're having
that's correct.
families. We're having
And
families
my
find
que-
friends. Yeah.
I would like to ask a question, please. The other swim
Sure.
school that's there, I do know a lot about them. And my question is, how does one school get an exclusive where every swim school does different things? Like, we have our own state certification, which Stacy didn't, I don't know if we mentioned it to you. That's because we are a standalone and been recognized by the state of Florida for our excellence in aquatics. Now, I'm not saying they don't. I'm just telling you what we have. So how does one get an exclusive when we do something totally different than what they do, and the demand from your parents are there?
Well, that's why I was
Well,
asking if there's.
Right now, I believe there's a quote unquote exclusive because they have been the only ones who proposed to be here. We haven't had anybody else
So
apply.
what I understand Mindy and Stacy's point where it's like, well, I can teach something differently than what you
Mhm.
can, but it could be under the same, aquatics.
Right.
And I totally understand that. We used to have two, again, just bear with me, ladies, but we used to have two lacrosse programs, right? I understand lacrosse is completely different than aquatics. But it got to the point where it became it was tension between both programs. And that's why the board at the time said we are only allowed to partner with one program. That is why we had
Okay.
two soccer programs before. Again, I know tennis and swimming are completely different, but it got to the point that we couldn't have those partners because unfortunately there was too much tension with them, if that makes sense. Marco
Absolutely,
can vouch-
absolutely.
I would
And
just
that-
ask that, who made that decision though? I think that's something we need to revisit, because I think they're right. And I think
I agree.
if you have tension, that's between the programs and the people should have the options. I don't know why we're giving exclusives to people to run their businesses on the residents' utilities. If there's tension, there's tension, but that's like the marketplace.
Well,
I
and
think the only thing we really need to keep attention to is usage, right? Like, there's
Yeah.
a finite amount of pools, there's a finite amount.
of course, yeah.
So as long as both programs or whatever, however many programs are coordinating their times or requesting their times through the board and through management, and that's managed, I don't personally see
Yeah.
why we can't
Well,
have
also,
But I guess.
The other team uses one pool in particular, right?
Correct.
And there are many other
Are they gonna do it?
ones.
Yeah.
So
Now,
Yeah,
are they
I-
on an
With fitness
indefinite, are they
instructors,
there
so-
indefinitely? Like, do they have an
that-
expiration time, or is it, are they
yeah.
there forever?
Oh, no, they're not here forever. They're here till December 31st of 2026, so the end of this year.
So there's also
So-
one more thing I'd like to bring up about professionalism. I can't speak for anybody else, but here at Baby Outer, there, if anybody, just from an, an owner standpoint, if there's any lack of professionalism in any manner, it's definitely, there's a lot of reprimanding. We don't speak another swim school down. Coming to that, right? We're all in the same business to save lives. Unfortunately, the swim school that you guys are partnered with went on to my Google saying, if you see them, please call the police. They are not allowed to be here. Gave us a 1-star review. Started bashing us online. Coach, I don't remember the name. I can look it up. I have a screenshot of it. It was a gentleman.
I won't warn about that.
Yeah, that I'm,
Yeah, very
I'm well aware of that because Stacy reported that to me. Just
Yeah,
We
that's-
would never
that's-
do that. We would
Yeah.
never do that. We are not like
That's very
that. But
unprofessional.
I'll tell you, it was very offensive to my team and to my legal team that somebody would go online and say that about us.
And while my instructor was in the pool, she was being bumped into by the other people. So it almost put it in danger. So again, we're not here to break any rules or be where we're not allowed to be. But as far as Baby Outer Swim School, I can assure you that you will have nothing but professionalism on our end.
So,
Yeah, so I think but I guess I want to go back to this. So are you allowed to have a fitness trainer in the gym?
we're not.
We don't.
No.
Because they're
I-
not an approved,
I think you should be able to be an
I do
approved
think-
vendor and but they should have to pay us 20%, 30% of their fees as a rent.
What would-
There has to be a margin share when people are running their businesses in here.
So
So they can't show up to the pool and run a private business and not pay, but I do think,
that's what we do with the
you
partner programs.
That's what they're-
that's.
yeah, that's what I kind of think. If they want to pay us 20% of all the lessons,
They'd be the standard.
I would say the same thing.
It's standard
I
partner.
would say the same thing with a fitness trainer. If you want to bring in your own fitness
Yes.
trainer, you're not using additional resources. This is not really.
So does the other swim school do the same thing? They have to pay you a
Yeah.
fee?
swim lessons.
They pay a fee. They pay a monthly fee. So all of our partner programs pay a monthly fee, whether it's a
I
percentage.
understand that.
So what we can do is the following. So ladies, I commend the work that you've done in 51 years. I actually started in aquatics myself. So I understand the importance of survival and swimming, especially in Florida.
Yes.
There's water everywhere and people don't understand the importance
Actually.
of it.
So,
Thank you.
well, and it's a
Yes.
huge push for them this summer to bring awareness of water safety to all of the visitors that come to Osceola
Yeah.
County and the surrounding areas. So it's a huge topic right now. And
But
Okay.
my concern is, like, Cyclones has a schedule.
Okay.
They have a schedule that they're at Spring Park Pool now for this summer.
Correct,
So
because
we are
Lakeside is down.
we're okay paying a fee per child. I mean, like I said, we're partners with Marriott and Westgate, and we do that as well for each child. We don't pay a monthly fee because we're not there all the time. So if we can work out something per child, then I'm sure we can consider it.
And how do we know how many children that?
they would have
So
to- they have to register.
They have to
them.
register.
So
have
this
to
would
go through-
basically be a recreational partner program. So they would have a contract. They would have to provide us with a copy of their certificate of insurance, their licensing,
Sure. That's
certifications.
fine.
They'd work with you on
Background
grooming
checks,
and.
Like we require a level 2 background check, ladies, just so you're aware, especially if you're working with
Everybody
kids.
that goes through here
Everybody
has
does.
that.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
What I'm trying to say here is the one team we have, the one program we have now is gonna be utilizing Spring Park.
Okay.
Is that gonna cause any confrontation with this program if they have someone that lives in Spring Park and says, I wanna have a swim lesson during the time that the Cyclones are there?
I don't think we put. them
I
in
feel
that
like the way that
position.
we have it, the Cyclones own half that pool per their contract. The other half of the pool goes to the residents. If one resident wants to go in the other half of the pool and do a private lesson with the guests, that's not really impacting the Cyclones.
Or we just tell them to pick another pool.
Yes. they'll
Yeah,
work
I mean,
with
that's even easy, that does even
They-
less,
they are-
but
They are the experts at navigate, management knows what, we
Yeah.
don't know where everyone is. I would defer
I
to
would
you guys
not-
on
I would-
scheduling.
Just to be honest, I would not put them, especially the incident that you
That's what I'm trying.
Yeah.
continued.
I'm trying to ignore all of the, I'm just saying from a,
Okay, one at a time.
So we're comfortable
Okay.
with,
Yes, thank you.
that's, at the end of the day, we're comfortable with the proposal.
Yes.
We, as long, and management to move
Yeah,
forward.
my only concern is I just want to, just so I don't step on anyone's toes, I just want to confirm with the other program that there's no conflicts with the information given. Because I do know that they do private lessons. And I understand it may not be the same quality or, quantity of work. However, I do think it needs to be addressed of how this.
Yes, I
situation that
agree.
they Went through is handled. And I believe we should be inviting the other program to our meeting in July so they can talk in front of the committee.
Okay, I think if we can confirm, because I don't know very much about cyclones.
Yeah.
I don't know if they do, I don't know, private lessons, but they don't do infants. They don't do
Special needs.
special needs. This would be,
And maybe we can get a little bit, can we-
but yeah, I think this is a bigger idea of everything, which
Yes.
I'm in favor of, which is
but if,
just because we name a partner program doesn't mean
You
that
get
they
an
have
exclusive.
carte blanche over everything.
Agreed.
And there has to be a little bit of sense of like, okay, they have half the pool this time. They're supposed to be running a swim team, but obviously they're not going to meet the needs of everybody.
So I understand what you're saying. However, I think this is a bigger topic of, okay, how many partner programs then are you going to allow? Because it can't be the Wild Wild West because
agreed,
again, I can't have like 20 fitness instructors, because what's the point of being a partner if it's not, I understand exclusive is, it's a big deal, but it's also, we're a small HOA. We're not a city, if that makes sense.
well, if you can confirm about the potential conflict.
and maybe July is too fast to try and pull it all together.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a longer, because I know with the lakeside pool.
Right.
Maybe we want to have a better understanding of
Again,
what falls looking.
Maybe we can say
Yep.
they can't use Lakeside if that's the other one that they're gonna use. And
Understand that they can't use artisan pool.
Yes, as far as, ladies, when we continue this proposal, as far as like pools for celebration, we're looking at North Village, East Village, Lakeside, Spring Park, Spring Lake, Island Village, where we're at right now. However, Artisan Park is a private location.
Yes.
Okay,
we've got
just so
to do
you're aware.
So
Yes, I'm
I
aware.
actually have one more question. Do you have any numbers on how many requests you get over a course of, a summer or 3 months or whatever the time period is for actual lessons here in Celebration? Like, is there any indication of like the demand that you currently have?
Yeah, absolutely. I can get you those numbers.
Just because, we're trying to well, what if they get?
Well, also too, we are not approving them as a
Yeah.
program at this moment.
Right.
This is to say, gathering the info, do we feel that could possibly be a partner program? That's what today is about. I think we've talked about it a lot. I think I believe everyone's on the same page. I think that we should approve the fact that we can move forward. And as long as Nikki can confirm that there's no conflicts.
Yeah, I also think for this, something like this, if they have 100% celebration resident, right? And it's one-on-one, it's almost like, again, it's like the trainer. It's like, should you be able to just hire your own trainer to use the gym?
Right,
Maybe.
They have- if they
It
haven't-
it wouldn't be that.
This is a larger discussion,
I think it's a larger discussion
because
point.
this will now affect your program over there in the corner too.
Yeah.
Because I can't, if I do it for one, I have to do it for all, which means I can now allow multiple soccer programs in town.
Would you, but not necessarily
Boot
multiple
camps.
soccer, because you guys have,
We have
but like, we could
one
have
set.
someone trainer. Yeah, we have one set of fields.
the problem.
You could have a trainer that wants to, you could have.
That's the thing, if you
like,
had a private trainer,
trainer
if you
who
was like,
wanted to,
Yes, if
you
we
use
want
that soccer.
company
teams.
that was private trainers,
But
that's
you have-
different.
That's what I'm wondering, is why
No,
can't you
'cause
have,
we have 18,000 different, that's,
Contracts about.
Yes.
I guess the unfortunate
had-
thing about aquatics is we only have maybe a month or two left of summer. So,
Yeah.
Soccer
is welcoming everybody, all the programs put under this Celebration Soccer Club umbrella because the license of Central Florida belongs to the Celebration Soccer Club.
Mhm.
Not, it's hard to find other program who has a license, but there's not a problem. When we had open for everybody to use the fields, they damaged the field, they damaged the restaurants. It will cost thousands of dollars to the HOA. So what we are trying to do is welcoming everybody like we did for flag football. We double his program and we fit all the empty hours on the fields after five, right? They are doing the flag football over there.
Okay, well, I
So
think,
having multiple programs over there, but like how you handle that.
well, I think at this moment, it deserves further discussion.
What do you mean?
What I mean, further discussion, Nikki can check on the conflict issues,
Then we talk about.
and then we can go to see if they can,
So do we
Make a
table the
proposal.
proposal until?
I think it's two different, I think it's,
this isn't,
We
It's
can-
just
we
a
can
proposal
approve
for
the
an-
This is a proposal.
okay.
Yeah.
Not gonna hurt the other.
I just got a.
I don't know, I
hard
think that if
time
you can confirm
with
that
the
there's no
5
conflict.
consecutive days, that's 5 days a week.
no, it's 5 days in a row. The program itself, like it will teach your child to safely be
5
able
days.
in 5 days to get to.
And then.
But
you
then,
have 4 kids a week, and then you have the next week will be
Yeah.
another.
may you
I
have that
just think
success.
it's
I don't know if you're gonna
$100
have,
day
George, 1.5.
out of how many pools that we have.
so not every child goes through every program, right? So it's not like it's the same child every week.
I could be
Some-
comfortable
Some
that my child
families
knows how to
are.
be involved.
Yeah,
And
some
it's a new
families
program, they're not gonna have an
survival.
overwhelming, massive influx of people. And then we can revisit in
Yeah.
December.
So because everything needs to get on to December. Okay.
I mean, it should be I mean, if it's one-on-one with one celebration resident, it really shouldn't affect anybody else. It should be no different than one
And
parent
it-
teaching
They
one
have, they
kid.
only have 2
in the other
turns,
section.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so it's not like
Right.
there's.
And they already
15
have clients, so it's not as if
Right.
we're.
And it will only be celebration
I was gonna
residents.
say, if it's only celebration residents, that's where I think there's almost a special category versus.
Stacy, will it only be celebration residents?
100%. We will never bring
And
somebody in that doesn't live
They
there.
can't go.
Okay,
I would never do that.
and it is
Yep.
only residents.
Yeah,
Right, right,
so-
it's-
That can't be said for the other program.
no,
right.
That's why, I mean, I think there's a difference between if they're bringing in 30 people who don't live here versus someone using their own amenity one-on-one to teach their
Yep.
kid to swim.
I'm personally
good
comfortable
distinction.
with this. I like I like that they're teaching kids who wouldn't necessarily have that option. I like that, they're serving a demographic that's not gonna necessarily, doesn't appear to be overwhelming. Like, there's not 50 people that are suddenly gonna sign up for this.
Mhm.
Right.
I think a trial for
Can we
X
say
amount of time.
3 years and under and.
honestly, by the time you get set up, they put it to the board and they have to renew and
Right.
you're at a trial.
And I
for
think
3 months.
findings first, whether or not
Okay.
there's.
All right, how about this?
I think 3 months.
What do you think about an approval for infants and special needs for a 3-month trial?
I'll agree with that.
Everyone, do I hear a motion to accept that?
So when you
does
say
not-
When you say
infants, is that
infants,
12 months and under.
So
It's
if
a
a-
turn, kick, reach program, right?
right,
That's
but
it,
if a
but
parent
they're
calls us
asking the age.
and their child is 2, we can tell them we
Oh,
can't
oh,
do
I
it
mean,
because
fine.
it's not an
3 years
infant.
and under,
5
maybe?
years and under, like, I mean.
Okay.
You can't, that's an infant. An infant is not 5 and under.
But at
I think
3,
you-
there's nothing that serves a 3-year-old. I had to bring a private instructor to my house just to get anyone to come teach at age 9 months.
And if a
1, 2,
5-year-old can't swim, they're going to the turn kick reach program.
Right,
So
so that,
we're
yeah,
not gonna-
our levels are not based on age. Our levels are based on, based on.
Ability.
I think maybe
ability,
for
you
just
know,
no
getting the
adults,
word out, right.
Nobody-
So
nobody over the age of 18.
I have
Unless there's
I have
special needs.
children that are 2 years old that are, swimming
So
great, and I have 5-year-olds who are.
What's
in
the
the-
age limit for the current program? Right, what's
Yeah.
the-
So they go from, they have like a team practice and lessons between ages 4 to 17, but it's also different levels. They could do private lessons for 7 and under. However, it doesn't say like
what it is.
6 months, 9 months, you know, what I mean,
I
But
think,
it's different, it's a
I think
different sense.
2 and under or special needs is a
That's
different
that's the
category.
baby auto program.
Well,
So
if
I would
Kelly starts
say-
at 4th, why don't we say 4 years and under
that's what I'm saying.
and special needs?
I would say, I'll make a motion to approve a 3-month trial for ages 4 and under and any special needs, whether they're adult or child, because
Mhm.
special needs is not.
I think 3 and under is gonna cause less waves. A 4-year-old you can teach to swim the normal way.
I'm just
Okay.
going based off of what
Can
they
I-
say
can I
their lower
res-
age.
I'm so sorry. Can I respectfully ask a question? I mean
Yes.
this with no disrespect. What is the
Of
normal
course.
way? What is the normal way? And I mean that with all due respect.
I don't wanna get into this. I don't think it's helpful. But I
Okay.
think that a standard swim program, I think is gonna, if you would probably start teaching kids at 4.
If that, can we confirm that that exists and those are being welcomed?
Yes.
Because
think-
I
I
know
think
that that
it's
is not
simple.
what was being welcomed
I
at age
think
4.
they did
It
start,
was not.
I think they did start at 4.
Yeah,
at
but you may
the-
not have been able to.
I don't know if they have the capacity, which is the other issue when we partner with these programs. So that's where I'm saying, I don't think you're gonna have any controversy. You'll have less controversy if you do 3. I think at 4, if people wanna push it, they can push it. I'm the one saying everybody should be able to do everything if they pay us. That's what I'm saying. So
Mhm.
if that's what you wanna do, I do 4. If you wanna make it non-competitive, I would go 3 or 2.
Is there a harm in putting this forward? I know that we say that we only can have one,
Hey.
but this
it-
does serve without
Hey.
getting as specific.
It's Kevin. I jumped in late. Little, so sorry for joining late. I had something come up.
You're good.
Background. So I'm not at all entwined with them by any means, but I will say that both of my kids have used them in the past. They were wonderful to deal with, and I don't know partner wise how they would be because I'm not going to speak to that because I don't know how they would. But from a consumer perspective, the organization as a whole was wonderful to deal with.
okay.
What age did you start your child at?
Thank you.
My son, I believe, was 2 and my daughter was 4 at the time for their first lesson. Then we did a second lesson again when my son was 3 and my daughter was 5.
I still think, because the other programs,
Think you're
in
more,
theory, is 4 years old. So if we do 4 and under and special needs.
Well, I know the other program has kids who are, I think, 3 in it and maybe at least 4. But that's the thing. I mean, if you guys,
It's a trial, so
It's a
like,
trial, and I think it would be
beneficial
for the for.
and can always be modified later.
So in all reality, as a committee, we make recommendations that go to the board. So
Yes.
just so you're aware, where the committee's discussing approvals, recommendations, this still goes to the CROA Board of Directors
to be approved.
to be approved. So I know that they have a meeting on June 10th. I'm not sure if it's a quick turnaround that I can get this on the agenda,
That's a workshop.
a workshop just to talk about it. But if not, it would be on the board meeting at the end of June, just so you're aware of the discussion we're having.
Which could be beneficial for them to be in person.
Correct, yes, yep.
So can I
Okay.
ask a question? Does the other swim school teach children in 5 days?
No,
Do they teach in 5 days? No.
this is and that's where I think some of the distinction is that this is
So
a
there couldn't
method versus
possibly be
learning
a
to become a
conflict.
swim.
If she
competitor.
would have came in with just turn, kick and reach, but she's got all the additional stuff on here.
Well, that's why we're not gonna have the
They're all
additional stuff.
done
We're
in
gonna go
5, but all of
this way,
ours are program
the introductory and the special needs.
everything.
Right. So I think that needs to be a call to vote at this point.
Okay, so,
State my recommendation.
Feel
So
free.
I will make a motion again that we recommend that we do a trial 3-month with the Baby Otter Swim School for ages 4 and under plus special needs for a period of 3 months.
yes,
Starting
And we
when?
reevaluate at the end of the 3 months. That's our standard trial period usually.
Everybody agree with that?
And that gives time.
Also-
I disagree because if you have the partner program, then that what you're recommending is in conflict with what the other partner program is doing. So if you might as well just say they can do anything they want. It's like, do you say they can do anything they want, or do they say that they can't do things that conflict?
Sorry to interrupt. So that was your motion. I need a second.
Second.
Need a yes or a no.
All right, I second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
There's 3 ayes. Kevin?
I respectfully am going to recuse myself because I missed most of the conversation and I don't want to make an ill-informed decision.
Okay. Opposed?
I'm gonna oppose.
I'll oppose too.
Well, 3-2.
3-2, yeah.
So it will go forward for the Turk Reach program, 4 years and under, and special needs for a 3-month trial.
Okay, so
May
ladies.
I ask when
Stacey- yeah.
when the 3 months starts? When does the 3 months start?
So I need to work with the Crow Board of Directors on how quickly I can get this contract turned around. So I will be providing you guys with an email, by the end of the day tomorrow. Cause if I can get it on their packet on Wednesday, I can get this turned around as quickly as possible. If it has to wait till the end of June, it wouldn't be until July 1st as your contract date.
Okay.
Okay. And what was can you tell Stacy what the percentage is?
So that will be a part of your contract. Normally with our 3-month trial periods, it's a 80-20 split. So, as far as us, we would just ask for a roster and you would provide us with like the total that you made on Crowa's property only, and we would invoice you with 20%.
That does not include the artisan, is that correct?
That does not include arson.
Okay.
You get to talk to another board if you want to do artisan.
Yeah, you can go make a proposal to them.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, everyone. We appreciate you hearing us.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
You too.
Have a great night. Thank you so much.
That's the most talk we've had on anything
good.
ever.
And it was still, as Kim mentioned, that any dog park meeting.
We ne- we never, ever are like that. We're always respectful to each other. Yeah.
But I do agree that at the next meeting, moving forward, now that like our committee's settled, I will invite the program in just so.
Yeah,
Their side, you know what I mean? And
I agree.
I do believe moving forward, any kind of issue, like we have a code of conduct, they all now have a code of conduct.
Mhm.
So I do believe that we should bring them in just so you all are aware
Absolutely.
that you know what happened and there's consequences for it, so.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
All right, so that's taken care of. Let's move on to C for the adult kickball request.
So Mike Scalco, the gentleman who is doing the adult flag football, he was doing weekly payments, hourly rates. He's trying to get a league in here. He did adult football, but it's not, I guess it's not as popular, so he's trying to rotate to adult kickball. Excuse me. So I wanted to see if the committee had any issues, excuse me, with this program utilizing the East Village open field from on Saturdays in July and August from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And he would pay hourly rates to utilize the fields.
Yeah, right, using the field for flag football, the same fields, right?
It's the same fields. Instead of flag football, they want to do kickball.
I didn't hear any complaint about that. It looks like they seem like a.
I didn't hear any complaints. The only concern I have is we did try to get him to do like a 50, I think we were saying 75% have to be Celebration residents, and that was not close to that number.
that's
I did not agree with 75% as all the other programs are 50, I think it's 55%.
So-
What was he at?
I'm sorry?
What percentage was he at?
Well, for this football one, let me see, he had 54 players, and out of the 54, there was only 20 residents.
Are,
So-
but of the flag football players, just for clarification.
Yeah.
But do the kid, do they go to like the high school, like, or are these just adults?
Yeah.
So that's where I'm like, we get
the
into some
problem
blurry lines of.
is that these participants also like either work in town, they go to the high school
Mhm.
as well. 20.
Oh, true.
So out of the 50, yeah.
And if you have like,
And what field are they using? They're just
East Village open.
they could bring a buddy
the one,
and then
okay.
it negates the.
The residents down there don't complain about that?
I did not receive any complaints. So it's basically, instead of the
It's a swap.
55%, it's 37% Celebration residents.
Was there any damage to the field? or
We did not receive any
anything
damage.
about
Um,
At all, so.
I think it's fair if the other clubs are at 55, that he should be at 55 as well,
Right, no.
because that's kind of like discriminatory.
No, I agree. I think he's trying to work to get up there.
Cause the
If-
Bucks had a lot of, I know they can buy the shirts anyway,
Yeah.
but they had a lot of celebration, which makes me think that they're high school students,
I
like
got you. Yeah.
joining, that they don't live, but they go to high school here and their buddies are on the flag football team and like, just
Yeah.
looking at the photos that were posted.
When they're gonna start?
July and August, they would like to.
That's the key.
Right.
Yes.
Who else would use the field at that
Exactly.
turn?
In the heat,
Not me.
taking your kids out
Yeah,
to
I-
go play.
That is willing to pay, but also their residents, they're organized residents who are trying to do an adult intramural league, which we've been trying to
Yeah.
get. That's one of our goals. So I understand, bear with me. I don't want to make exceptions. I know it's at 37%, but I think after this one, if they do not reach the 55%, I just say that we can no longer
Okay,
reserve the fields.
if they
That's
can
what I
reach the
recommend.
55% and it's only a matter of swapping out,
Yep.
I think it should go forward.
Are you saying if they work in town or go to school, that can count as the resident percentage? Would you count that? Yes or no?
No,
I don't think it counts, but I
No.
think if we're kind of like, I think the exception here is it's a janky field and it's gonna be hard to get. It's gonna be hard to get adults to,
I just don't think the 75% is.
and it's 20 people, it's 20 residents using that field that probably would not be using that field.
Yeah.
Is the way that,
And if it,
In a community, like what we're trying to.
Doesn't play there, do they?
No, they don't have it. They don't have it.
he's not making a ton of money off of it either, right? I don't
No,
think, like, he's not,
He's not. It's just to cover,
Where's that?
yeah, I don't,
it's to cover
not
like
retiring
costs,
jersey.
like
Right.
uniforms, the
Yeah.
medals, et cetera.
That's it.
well, we
Yeah.
can give them a 3-month
sounds-
trial. You know, the field is swapped. I mean,
Yeah.
And I think it is
He already has
strongly,
a
strongly
contract.
encouraging.
Partner program
For adults.
for his current sport, so it's not really like we just used a different sport. I mean,
Mhm.
Yeah,
And nobody's doing.
well, do we have to,
Right.
if
So
the
it's
other
good to
sport
have-
isn't doing well, can you terminate a project, the agreement? And then let him have the same fields and the same terms and,
No, this is the same gentleman who's doing the flag
Right.
football, though, now he's switching to
But he-
kickball. this-
right, so he's eliminating flag football.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did do basketball at the beginning.
A lot.
So he is eliminating the flag football. The kickball will be taking over for it. 55% resident,
55% resident.
and we can do a 3-month trial.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, who else, who wants to rent the field in July and August,
Yeah, I know,
honestly?
Yeah. One step at a time.
okay, I just need a motion.
Sport.
Okay,
I will second a motion for a 3-month.
all right, so that's what it'll be.
All in favor?
Aye,
Hi.
Anyone opposed? Okay,
no?
right, that's approved.
And they are two already both are residents.
They're both residents, yeah.
Okay, next is the review of upcoming programs.
So I just wanted to add this on the agenda because normally for the months of June and July, we're approving a lot of. Now all those contracts are in December, so
That's gonna be busy.
November will probably be the longest meeting we have, just so there's gonna be over 20 plus.
Snack for that meeting.
Bring your own.
I'll
BYO.
pizza and all that, yeah. But I just wanted to talk about like, is there any other programs? We just heard one present that you all are interested in, first off, bringing in town for management to do like internal, like activities, like what we talked about, scavenger hunts, like more kids night outs, et cetera. I just wanted to pick your brain to think of, is there something that we don't have here in Celebration that you would like to see, that you would like management to start like looking for?
Well, I'd asked the ladies in the beginning of the meeting, because we had discussed in last year's meeting, ideas for pop-ups. I spent a couple hours the other day just randomly writing a bunch of stuff done. So if anyone else has those ideas, please write them down and bring them with you. so that we can talk about them, whether it be a pop-up or for another program.
We've always had pretty good success at the dog park in the couple of events that we ran where we would, have a Saturday morning, couple of hours, we'd have a snow cone vendor or ice cream, like we'd have somebody come bring cool treats. We'd have pools and stuff for we just had things, I did photo.
As a fundraiser.
Yeah, well, I mean, no, that was just free.
But just.
Oh, okay.
Just
Do
for
it
fun as a thing.
Are you trying to do revenue? or
No, I
to do a
did,
pop-up?
well. we
So,
just
so this is a
programs
mixture of
and-
anything. It could be complimentary, a pay for play where it offsets the cost. We can look for like additional like partners, so third party running a program.
I must say, I will say, the coffee and cars was such a success. Like, I know we had a lot of debate about that this
Yeah,
time last
right.
year.
But it went
It's
much better than everybody.
exactly, and it's really grown and people love that. Like,
Good.
they love that. I personally haven't gone yet, but
Yeah.
all I hear
Yeah.
is good things. And
That's good.
we had a lot of debate about whether that was gonna work or not.
It
And
was
they
down here too.
Yes, right? And it was, what's the space? So to have thoughtful residents bring forward something like that and see it be successful, like, I hope that just I hope they come back and want to do that.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I'm very jealous of all the painting and fun things they do over at Artisan. So if we can get that same vendor of any of the crafts,
They gotta paint on the.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. That would be good.
That's Colleen Schmidt.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like, that always looks fun.
Yeah, but you don't have to live in Artisan to go do that. You just.
No.
No, that's true.
No, you
I just
don't.
assumed.
No.
Oh,
She
no.
posts on the,
Oh,
like, the
okay.
porches.
Because Colleen doesn't live
It's just
down there either.
$5 if you
You
don't
don't-
live in Artisan.
Oh,
Right.
okay,
And it's
Yeah,
so
no,
much
you don't have
fun.
to.
okay. Now I know.
But we
Oh,
also.
he can't have it.
But things like that,
So we also, and again, because I was on the dog park committee for 1,012 years, we did a lot of
Shirley?
things. Yeah, Shirley. We also did things where we would have like, Melania or other, they would come out and they would do like an in-park, like socialization with dogs, or here's some best practices, or here's things you can, like, just things to like keep the community, the dog park community active and to educate the people in the community as well. So, we can do those kinds of things because I know that they'll partner, and Wolfgang always wants to partner for things like
Well,
that.
again, if we can write them
Yep.
down,
Oh, sure.
yeah, write them down, any ideas, programs or pop-ups,
and I did think.
pay for plays.
Yeah.
I might be, Alexis or
Mhm.
Alexa,
Alexa.
man.
I know that was a trial, but I mean, once again, very successful, seems to be really engaging the
Yeah,
community.
That was, on Sunday, she did a complimentary one. and
Right.
She had like
Yeah.
over 20 participants.
Yeah,
Just,
it was,
like that type of event
That's at
where
Lakes.
At Lakeside, yeah.
it's more of that, once again, a resident bringing something forward that the community needs. And I know, knowing that we did just a trial,
Yeah.
hoping she comes back in the fall.
even like with Alexis expanded, I
Yep.
mean, not people my age, I can't get up and down from the ground.
No.
Yeah,
Do a chair yoga.
Yep.
That would be wonderful.
okay.
Doing Zumba would be fun, doing.
Well, Zumba,
We have Zumba, we have a
Yeah.
ballroom dance program, Irish dance.
I know, but I understand.
We have the Spark Grounds, the STEM program.
I hope they do a
We
few more.
would do
pop-
that for
they-
adults.
Yes, that's what, they've done a few pop-ups and I think some adult ones would
Every
be,
time my
Yeah.
husband sees about it, he's like, I want to do that. I'm
Mine
like,
too.
They're gonna- they do want to have a few events. I mean, it's just everything.
I
My daughter
know
did the
there's
young.
absolutely interest from adults in doing a
Yeah.
Spark Grounds kind of a
Okay.
thing,
Especially 3D printing.
right?
I was trying to get, at one point before, this is when town hall closed, we were trying to get like a theater program in here. Like I would love to,
That would be great, even if it was just for the summer.
Don is seeking for that. He really wants to do that, like a space for theater.
That would be awesome.
Where would they do
For
that?
friends, that's the.
so we could partner with the high school. Like my goal is to try to partner with the schools again.
Yep.
And we're kind of inching our way, just so you're aware. Like, so when there's big events in town, Allison Iskowitz is the events and volunteer manager. She is trying to build that bridge of saying, hey, we have events. If you want to start charging for your parking lot, you could raise money. So for the exotic car show, they raised over like $1,500 in their tiny little teacher lot
Yeah.
because the public paid for it. So for like 4th of July, Founder's Day, like we're trying to get like people now to say for non-residents, you need to start charging and you can make a revenue that way for.
We have a liaison with the school, because I have one in one of the, I'm in the Osceola Chamber, and we have.
Okay.
One of my boards, we have.
I think it would be great maybe to have, I personally do not. I know Allison works with Principal Whedon. But that's only with a K-8. I would love to have more of a,
My liaison actually works for this, the Osceola County Schools.
okay,
And so
yeah,
that's what she does. She's part of the outreach for the Celebration area schools.
Yeah.
So.
okay.
That
Cause
would
I
be
would love
great.
for us to maybe like do like a pop-up maybe with the schools as well, like K-8. I know we got invited to the high school to like showcase our volunteer program with them. I know a lot of the volunteers were out there.
Wizards at the high school.
Do you know like their
No.
concept?
You don't know I think they're called the Harlem Wizards.
Yeah.
You know the Harlem Globetrotters.
From like the seventies.
Yeah, the basketball team, the funny basketball team like the
Do they still
baseball. Yeah, well,
Okay.
they had this at the high school in 2015. It was the high school staff against this basketball team, and then they would have the kids come out. Pretty sure it's the Harlem Wizards. And
Yeah, I'm looking right.
I thought about it when we were at that baseball watch party.
Yeah.
Hey, we can get Parks and Rec and do the high school. Like all Grand Manners, not Grand Manners, real managed staff.
Oh,
Over there,
yeah,
right,
do it again.
yes. And sell.
Start Gretchen.
That's
Yeah, it is.
In Jersey.
Oh, they could come to Celebration. and-
See, like what
Probably
is the bananas? That's,
That was awesome. I was.
but my cousin,
Yeah.
my little cousin is on a different team of the same sort.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what it is.
We could just
But
arrange for the.
If we have someone to come in, then we gotta worry about putting them up and all that other fun stuff too.
Yeah, I think if we get our foot through the door, because I feel like the bridge has burned with the school and the town for some reason. I'm trying to get that bridge to build that we can.
Happy to,
Patient.
we can email intro.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I contact Abby, and like, I don't know who you want me to intro to. I mean, I'm happy to do that.
Okay, so yeah, I'll reach out to you, Jill, about who's the point of contacts that should be on that email.
Now,
Just to get started
with
with
the
that.
theater program, do we know anybody? What about those people that presented once before?
So
Cause I know like when I did summer theater, it was through our church and we had some can come in.
Because we could use-
Write those 10-minute plays.
Yeah, because we could use activities room and then they could do it like, I don't know if they still have that black box at the K-8 school.
Yeah, they have that.
And then the high school, you know.
But we would still need some sort of director who has an acting background
Yeah.
or somebody
sure there's.
from Disney or
Yeah. Want to be actor.
Broadway person, you know, they have to have experience.
What about that
Because-
guy that made all the movies about Celebration?
Oh, John Witkowski?
Yeah.
The film is different than theater. Having
Yeah,
been done,
but-
I did it for many, 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 many years.
Yeah.
And lesbians are a whole different ball game, let me tell you.
So
You
the-
need someone with that kind of
So
experience.
if anyone like has any ideas, feel free to pass them along my way.
Okay.
Cause that's what I would love to talk about. And I know we have a couple more minutes left. I wanted to jump back on the conversation that we just had, Colin, about programs, because this is just a discussion about programming. So that opens up a can of worms. Do we want to recommend having this discussion with the CROA board on allowing the same partners to have multiple partner programs? Like, that's also something I want to talk about, because we can't
If it's
not address this.
If it's a not underserved or not served portion of the Celebration population, I think it should be allowed. There should be duplicative, like you can have,
Yeah, because you don't want to eliminate a crowd that needs.
just because someone gets in the door first and gets exclusive.
Well,
The
that'd be
ex,
like us told Marco, he can't have soccer at the fields because he's the only soccer program, correct?
I believe so.
Yeah, he's the only soccer.
but if we had some soccer, but his program, you start, I think at least two, like, I
Yeah.
think, and goes all the way to adults.
Right.
If there was a population that your programs could not support, would you be open to, I'm trying to think of what that would be, But would you be open to, hey, this isn't something I can, but if there was an unserved population, we could, and there's something,
Kids who- maybe who can't walk, they.
yes, yes, but
We're already doing that for the.
like one of the Special Olympics, you
Yeah.
know.
I was just about to
We're
say,
already-
somebody
we
who
are-
the special.
We just had, a coach was doing like a private sessions for special needs kids. We're just bringing him in the program and he's teaching more kids.
That's a different approach.
They
to
worked
the
it out, worked it out.
Yeah.
But taking the swim as an example.
I think it's I mean, you think you have to draw the line that you're either allowed to just start it and compete, or you're picking winners and losers, because you can't say, well, this is underserved or this is not served, because I don't know if we're the arbitrator of that, because someone's going to say this program is too competitive for my kids. And then someone else is going to say we go to this other program. This program is not competitive enough for my kids, right? There's always going to be someone who thinks I am underserved by this program, which you picked to be the sole person who can do this.
But that's.
You saw, I mean, they have other issues with swimming, but they look at the swim team and they say, there's this wrong with it. There's this wrong with it. They're not doing this. We need this. Why do you think that you know how, like when I said, like, teach them to swim the normal way, the one's like, why do you think there's a normal way and not a normal way? It's like, I don't want to get into any of that, but that's what there's going to be with every single program. They're going to say, why are you doing it this way? I want it to be this. That's where I think you either say
Be that.
you're picking winners or losers, or you're letting everybody compete.
Always be that.
They're always, so I'm saying that's why you have to
My kid
decide.
is
Yeah.
to advance for
Yeah.
this and not advanced enough for this. Then you'll have to go somewhere else.
Exactly.
Find another program that.
So that sounds like we're picking
Child.
one program and we're picking winners.
No, we're just picking a if
But why did you
Kelly
get to pick
doesn't-
that versus the,
if Kelly cannot serve 3-year-olds and under,
right?
I mean, personally, all the kids in our family learned to swim as soon as they could breathe. We taught 3-month-olds. We took them and got specialized care.
Yeah, but
Kelly
I will suggest-
Kelly cannot serve those people if she's not, so then that person has an availability for that, special needs. If Kelly doesn't have the ability to teach special needs, then why can't they do that? And if the 2 programs can't come and be professional, then we'll have to worry about that when the time comes. I personally do not believe one program is not a one-size-fits-all. That's why there's many, many programs.
This one is individual teaching versus group
Team.
teaching versus. team.
Much different as well.
They're not overlaps. You were talking about people bringing like their own personal trainers to the gym. So nobody is stopping you from hiring somebody to come train you at your house. Train you at your
Right.
house all day long.
And if you want trainers, then let them all get together and form an organization that will become an approved partner program.
Or say these 5 or 10 or whatever trainers, there's 3 gyms in town, right? So it's an even smaller availability of space than say the pools, of which there's 6.
Yeah,
There's 2 gyms in town.
well, if you're counting an artisan, you know what I mean?
Oh, so
I guess the way I look at it is, I'm not sure what what is the policy that you're recommending? Because it seems like when we do it, it's like the policy is, I want to be able to call it how I see it, right? Versus I'm proposing, I think there should be either a policy where you're allowed to do this or you're not allowed to do this, but we're sort of agnostic to it. Or is the policy just, we know what's best and we're going to make the decisions and we're the ones who are going to.
Agnostic to it at all, because then.
But if it's an approved program, that's not being agnostic to it. If you're just gonna bring in your trainer because you like that trainer, they're not a resident, they don't have a waiver.
They're not insured.
If something
I mean,
happens,
you would have to, I mean, obviously, no, but back up. Should there be a program where I want to be a partner program, I give you my insurance, I give you my license, and now I'm allowed to
sure,
teach someone at the gym, I'm allowed to provide swimming lessons for any ages, I'm allowed to do soccer training, I'm allowed to do I'm allowed to do private tennis. We have one tennis
Yes.
teacher right now.
Can I jump in here? That's amazing, but imagine if you have like a program that has attending 100 residents and one trainer come to the gym or whatever and damage the equipment or damage the structure. The one person will damage 100 residents'
Uh-huh.
time. This is very important.
If they can apply to be an approved,
Yeah, the damage part, I think I hear you with that with the fields.
they can be an approved program, they just have to
Do we have
submit.
any trainers that are allowed to come into a gym?
So we
I know there's-
made that recommendation. I know the previous representative that came in, the board denied that because they're already having issues at the gym with multiple trainers.
Yeah.
Who are not approved.
And they're propping the door, they're not providing gym etiquette, there's damage to the
Yeah.
facility, so
Including
that's why.
challenging
can't
our
have it.
employees and hygiene and.
Yeah, I think, I mean, obviously, I think any partner program is, but what you just said was, you can come here and you can be a partner program. I guess that is the question.
You can request to become one, sure. You can't just,
That's very different, right? There's a big difference between come here, if you want to do it and you want to do it the right way, you can be a partner program, or come here, you can be a partner program if we feel like letting you, and if somebody else that we like better is not already doing it. Like which
no.
one is the,
Programs must be approved. They have to
but
come to us,
our-
you have to get approved by the board, and if you're not an approved program, you should not be allowed here.
but I guess the question is, could I start my own swim team right now?
But.
Or my own
in
soccer.
But in December,
Or-
you could go for,
But
you,
you could.
But so we are still going forward, there is going to be one program for each thing, and then they have sort of a non-compete and they have jurisdiction over
I
that
think
area.
there has to be one program. I think it has to be, again, taken into consideration. There's 6 pools. You could theoretically have a couple of different, because you're managing the capacity. There's one set of soccer fields. So you can't have 15 different soccer.
No, you
programs.
absolutely could,
Yes.
right? There's 24 hours in a day, there's
Eight.
7 days in a week.
Yeah.
You could, yeah. You could have multiple soccer programs, you could have multiple swim teams, you could have people having access that is corresponding to their usage and their payment. Or you can say, we have one program for this sport, and this is the one that we picked, and if you don't like it, that's
Wait
the
a
one
year.
it is.
like, wait a year. Is
Wait
that-
a year or
and
wait
have-
3 years and come back with
I
the
mean-
proposal.
I think there's a opportunity for us to look at, if we are truly looking at what recreation can provide to the community and where there are gaps, I think that's more important than just having one for, because let's be clear, aquatics is a big umbrella.
And no one company
And-
can fill everyone's needs.
Correct. And so I think I understand that it was probably put in place to try and, we were also maybe a smaller town or didn't have, maybe it seems like the simpler solution to just we have one, like, are you soccer or are you just all athletics? Because then we
Yeah.
start getting to, we have aquatics, we have tennis, we have soccer. The definition can become very blurry. So.
So the integrity of the program can be harmed if one group has to cover such a large base.
Yep, that's delivered. So I think we're comfortable with, but if we are looking for where there are unmet needs in the community, and other than we obviously just heard that there's a theater need, that I do think that this becoming, and maybe this becomes our case study or our trial of, it's good because you also shouldn't be able to just come and then it's yours indefinitely.
Right, no, I understand that too, but
When's the pool in second phase opening, do you know?
Not for quite a while.
Why, it looks beautiful.
It looks beautiful and there's also still a lot of dirt.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of dirt. I mean, there's only a very tiny amount of townhouses. I mean, I think 4 townhouses are under proposal to get turned over at this moment. Because my service area just tripled.
yeah, so we could potentially, like what Stephanie said, is to do this kind of like as a case study, see how well this goes in 3 months, see if there's any arguing, fight-in, or even if the board approves this,
Right.
you know? And then that can kind of help us if there are additional proposals to figure out how we proceed moving forward.
And could we for like
They
the
put in
next,
this contract that Artisan is not part of.
No, absolutely.
They want to go.
I know,
Deal with
I
them.
want to hear from all the partners. Is there a way like in July and August to spend some time about looking at all of
Yeah,
I mean.
then that's.
At the programs, just having like, I'm not saying having a full, like have them present, but just
Yeah.
us getting all the information that's out there to see what.
And I had initially said over here because it's not.
I'd love to know the data.
Because it's
on
farther away and not every.
those that we displaced due to town hall renovations and then their numbers dropped, and I know they came back to you with their engagement, in order.
Especially
to bids
younger
for
children, this is
the rooms, but to have data
no
versus
entry.
bringing them
There's no
right in
entry.
right away
Yep.
would be
And I think.
a
half of
useful
the towns
brainstorming
have
session potentially for the
So
They don't want
Yeah.
to come down.
No, it is very
Children.
interesting because,
I mean,
X Factor Dance. from
Yep.
This renovation, they have a new location on Lexham property, which
Yep.
I'm happy for, but like I have seen the numbers decrease, like Ballroom Dance doesn't have like the steady number of participants because they've been at the Jones Room. The Jones Room's smaller than,
It's a
you
lot.
know, and Heritage. I know the Covenants
Yes.
Committee has been dealing
we
with.
scoot out there,
Yeah.
out of there just in time to.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot of rotations, like even Zumba. Zumba used to have 15 participants and now they only have 5 per, but it's also, are people okay with the program? That's something also review. Is it the actual renovation or the quality of the program as well?
I think a lot of it is the uncertainty of, is it gonna go off today or is it not?
Yeah. Are they gonna be canceled?
You know,
Or not?
You don't want to clear your calendar and say, and go all the way down there and go, why isn't anybody here? Because
Yep.
they got canceled because of something else. That's very
The
frustrating.
good news is with town hall reopening, I know there's, instead of 4 rooms, there's now only 3 technically.
Uh-huh.
I know there's a small, like additional 4th room as like a conference room, but now like all the committee meetings could be in there. So there's a small conference room that can accommodate up to 12 participants. So that would be like special events, finance, the tech committee as well can meet in there. And then covenants now can be in the board meeting room, ARC could be in the board meeting room, rec could be in that room or a conference room. So like these 2, technically 3 rooms can be straight up for clubs, meetings, etc. That activities room, I've been telling everybody, we've been getting pushback here and there, but I've been saying it's just for recreational partners programs. So that way there's no wear and tear on the equipment, which means that now opens up Heritage Hall, Jones Room, other programs as well as this location. Potentially if Spark Grounds now moves to Town Hall, which that's their goal is to do 1 class over there and 1 class here to accommodate both schools. That means this could potentially be open now, complimentary, bear with me, with residents more. Maybe it's like, hey, we have this open from,
It's not.
well, I know, but just hear me out of like having a staff member, hey, like
Yeah.
the second Friday of every month, this is gonna be open for residents from 9 to noon. It's not official if anyone's watching this, but like, you know, like that way it gives an opportunity for people.
And it
to
would be
like,
for all residents.
all residents.
Definitely a lack of, as they say, third spaces to hang out. Like,
Yeah.
my husband and I talk about that all the time. We're at home or we're at work, and I work from home, so I'm at home and I'm at home.
Yeah.
So there's like not a third place that you can just go, and so 3 hours every once in a while.
It would be nice.
It would be nice to just come take my iPad or a book. And
Yeah,
come
just
sit.
sit,
But
yeah.
someplace It's not my house.
Exact, I mean, when we bought here, that was told to us is, that's definitely it's your clubhouse. You will be able to use it when you want. I'm like, great, I can go down there, escape, I can watch a movie, I can
Right.
do whatever I want. And then later on, it was told, no.
And I get that you have to have
Very
somebody here to like police because
Right.
people are people
course.
and.
And, there's limitations. Yes, you can come and bring a laptop and work, but you can't, have a paint party.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, I like that idea of having more places open for just. people.
Started as once, if it comes to that, started it once a month.
Yeah,
See how it works out. 2 times a month. See how it works out.
So that baby, the otter thing, they also have to realize it's just the Crow pools besides. ours,
Correct. Mhm.
Not the condo.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They were made aware of that, when we spoke to them.
their contract with Bell, which. pulls
Yeah.
they-
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll say the facility and the address, so they're well aware.
What departments?
All the condos.
Oh,
have
got it.
pools,
Oh,
So like,
Yeah, but
Delaware-
so we can't go use Delaware.
Right. No.
Which I still think is unfair.
So I'm talking about condo.
They be
Where we
yours and we can't
town
use theirs.
plans, yeah, you can use
Got it.
it.
They're solo, you can't do.
So
Yep, they have their own management company, so, when I spoke to her, I gave her multiple
Okay.
solutions.
Just so they know. I mean,
Yeah.
You don't want them.
It's not our problem.
Georgetown.
Mirasol can go deal with it. They
That's
can
right.
bounce them out.
They have never kicked me out when I went there.
The, talking to other managements, they just, today they should have, I haven't got a chance to go to the complex, but they should have installed a vending machine, by the way. Remember?
Yeah, we talked about that.
So, that took a little bit, but, it finally got installed today. I know they said it was between 10 to 11 a.m. today, so now we'll see how well that goes.
That's funny, because
Wait, there's a vending
Um,
machine.
There was a representative who wanted to install a vending machine at the complex. Because we don't have like food vendors out there or whatnot. So there's concerns of like athletes trying to stay hydrated with like electrolytes and potential like snacks. So there's a new vending machine that got installed.
That's so fun. I was at the pool on Sunday and I'm thinking, gee, I'd really like something to drink. I wish I was a vending machine.
Yes, it's not bad. Yeah.
$3 a gate.
I hope it's a success and I hope it doesn't get vandalized.
We had that big discussion.
We are watching, but we had two kids just showing up over there. The gate was closed, we don't know how they go, with the e-bikes.
But that's also,
But we are-
that will probably be considered about like this, like discussion that we're having with Colin, like that vending machine company's concern is, are they exclusive? You know, so it's not just the
Yep.
instructors. Now you're now dealing with a vending machine company but with all due respect, there was a second vending machine company that came up and I said, well, we already have a contract. So we are
They
starting
wouldn't
to
have a
deal with that.
location, right? Like they'd have to come up with another
Yeah.
location. They'd have to.
An experiment.
Yeah, it's an experiment.
We
but
didn't
this
want to
is
give out another contract until we see how.
Not just for instructor. This is a bigger discussion. I think.
Yes.
Solved by at least the fall time. So by next year, everyone's well aware of like, here's the terms, or this is what you can and can't do.
Mhm.
So. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyone have
So
any?
we all good to go?
Yeah.
Anybody, anything else?
So I may have the complete wrong thing, but what's the deal with the
In a moment.
Founder's Day concert? Is that us or is that Lexon or?
So that's us. That's with the special events committee. What's going on?
Well, I think everyone's mad that no one can get the tables. So I didn't know.
Okay, so.
They couldn't get tickets, not
So,
just tables.
so let me fully explain that.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, that concert is a CCS budget. That's not a CROA budget.
It's not a Crow budget.
Correct.
Okay.
It's a public event.
And CCS is,
A Celebration Community Services. So those are our public events. So like Pups and Pints, Fortune Yard Sale.
Technically.
But it's not geared towards, it has to be considered a public event. It has to be open to the public.
Like the Fourth of July.
So I know there has been concerns. However, if this was a resident only event, I can promise you, we would have not received the amount of revenue that we received to accommodate this event.
I think the bigger issue was that there wasn't an opportunity for residents to buy.
Right, and so the platform, to be just brutally blunt with you, we don't have the correct platform. We used a Square platform. And what I could have done is sent a private shared link on the Friday Flash, and you know dang well, somebody would have posted that. So we could have done it for residents, and then we would have upset the band's people. However, looking over the weekend when that blew up all over the back porch, majority of the people who bought the tickets were residents. I can tell you that. Looking through Square, I went through every single person. I made sure they were resident, non-resident. And I can tell you it was over like 60% were Celebration residents who bought those tables and bought those chairs.
And technically, you can stand on the side.
Yeah, that doesn't mean you can't see the concert. That is like, you can't see the concert. We are potentially working with CCDD to cut the trees. We're working with the stage company, cutting the trees on the Esplanade to push the stage back to add additional chairs.
There's additional.
So right now, technically, we only sold 80 chairs. Our goal is to try to get 140 chairs, but I can't do that if the trees can't be cut a certain length. It's gotta be, the stage is 25 feet tall.
Mhm.
If I can't cut the trees, if it's gonna damage the trees, I'm not able
Yeah,
to
no,
cut them.
80 chairs?
80 chairs were sold.
And how many tables?
Tables, I believe, it was either, I think it's 60 tables.
Oh,
Now, the
okay.
problem is, if I sold more
Yeah.
tables, you would have been further in the back and you could not see the show. So I did not want to do that either, but I also am very concerned about safety. So I also don't want to shove people in this tiny little
Yeah.
area.
Yeah. And there will be a
Be loud.
situation.
You
But
can sing
again,
it
it's
loud
not
enough to
rushing
get
the
around.
stage.
You'll get to hear O-Town from the whole town, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Working with the businesses to potentially maybe open their porches for residents. Like Town Tavern, Market Street, Reggiano's, to see maybe if their porches is just for residents only. Obviously, you have to pay to be out
I
there.
was gonna say
It's gonna be-
I mean, obviously there was a problem and like, it seems like I've already, I'm brought up not a sore subject, but one you put a lot of thought into.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, it does seem like there's a huge amount of demand. So if they want to do a special where it's
Shut down the street.
$150 for a table at Town Tavern
Sure.
for a cheeseburger,
So we're.
you know, like Disney kind of.
Yeah. And I understand.
Please, I
a
want
lot
to get
of
Reggiano
comments were
reservations.
Made of, what about the residents? What
There's
about
always
us?
comments made.
Understand, it's, so first and foremost, let me just state for the record, with the, we did 30 additional events this year for the 30th. So we did 67 events total this year, and majority of them were complimentary. Let me just state that for the record. Second, with Founder's Day, we saw the large demand. We're potentially bringing back one person for a resident-only event that is going through the board. And it was a lot of money, but your board's gonna be discussing it on Wednesday. So potentially do a private party for the residents. I think it was Thursday, November 5th.
Nice.
Yes. But these performers are not, they're very expensive. They're not cheap.
For free.
They're not doing it for free. So unfortunately, if I did this for a resident only event, I wouldn't have gotten that sponsorship that paid, let's just say one company already paid for the drones fully. Like, I have companies that paid for the drones and paid for the band.
Yeah.
That was already covered. If that was a resident only event, I could promise you that would
Not
have
happen.
been covered.
Yeah, so the money's coming from sponsors.
Money's
Right.
coming from sponsors.
And you need to have it open.
Money from the foundation.
Money from the foundation. Yep, the Celebration Foundation is
Will
part
the
of.
streets be shut down?
Streets will be shut down.
I'm gonna be able to hear it. I mean, I don't need to be up front to
Absolutely.
see, but
I would like to sit just where the Bagel Boys is and listen to the music.
Yep, you can listen to music and you'll be able to see the drones perfectly.
bring like a little lawn chair and sit on.
So I can promise you, all,
Part of my chair.
I've
would be up
heard
for grabs.
10% of the negativity online. I'm well aware of that negativity. Does it impact me as a person? No. I understand how you feel. However, the 90% that I'm very proud that we got this band to come to Celebration.
There you go. That's,
Residents
Yeah.
are not happy with the band
Because
because
such a good band that people.
we tried, and this will be the stepping stone to potentially bring larger
Exactly.
bands to Celebration for residents to enjoy.
That in Island Village, I could hear them
Yeah,
without
that's-
You need a
even.
larger
knowing.
venue than Lakeside to
Yes.
be for
I
everything, because
100%.
we're like,
Outstanding, Nikki.
yeah.
So.
yeah, good. Kudos to you for getting something that's popular, right?
Yeah.
There's,
But that's,
People
It's
were
a good pro-
upset because they couldn't get through to get tables.
and I can promise you, my concern is, it's gonna come out bad, but I really don't care. My concern is I care about the safety. So majority of that money, I could tell you, is going to safety.
It's okay.
So.
Yep.
So we have a really good plan that we're working with the Osceola Sheriff's Department to ensure everyone feels safe at that event. I do not want to be a person that takes money and I can't control the traffic. That is my concern. I'm all about safety. I'm from Massachusetts, well aware of what happened there,
Okay.
and I want to make sure that does not happen.
Yep.
So.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I think it's gonna be great.
Okay,
So that's what-
feel good now?
Street.
Yeah.
It's probably fine.
Okay, motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.
Second.
Okay, good night, everyone.
Right,
All
thank
right.
you. I'll be remote for the July.
Okay.
when is July?
The second Monday, right? We're always the second
We're
Monday.
at second
Yeah, I
Monday.
think it's.
Yeah.
I
by
apologize for
10.
joining late to this one. I had something come up.
Oh,
but at least
that's
I
okay.
could
No
jump
worries.
in.
Good. Thank you again. Appreciate it, Kevin.
You.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, take care. Okay.
Yeah.
No.